Now, when you're talking about the experiences that you had, you're talking about international experiences, right?
Yeah, so both local and internationally, but more so internationally. So when I started traveling, so my timeline for work and travel, where I started to notice a difference. So I guess I started off in federal government as an intern back in 2000 and maybe six. And around that time, maybe seven, my mom had sent me to Paris at the time, and this was like right before graduation. So in the workplace, they had been treating me like I was one of their kids almost, because like, oh, college kids, they seem young, innocent, and internationally, we were treated like a celebrity, because it was kind of like, yo, you play sports or hip hop or things like that. People wanted to take pictures with you. So on some levels, it would make you feel kind of more important versus people are looking at you in a way where it's like, oh, you're a potential criminal. And after, I guess, 9/11, because I guess I traveled right before 9/11 a while back, but then after graduating, you could see the shift and the energy, the attitudes, the security protocols, the way you looked. And also, I guess I had a cleaner face back then as well. So I did the corporate, the haircut, the suit and ties. I dressed the part, looked the part. And so the shift that occurred, I guess, after I started traveling from the euphoria when everyone was feeling like, oh, Obama's the president, Martin Luther King has come back. And it's like, yeah, we've gotten to this post-racial society. And I know this because people would just want to spark up conversations with you. People would be so interested in America and where we've come. Other people tend to know our history a lot better than we do, even about hip hop and the movement and the impact that it had internationally, which is why a lot of white people internationally are still caught up in the 80s and 90s, like rap and hip hop. And so I would see the shift like after the Trump went in office, because I constantly travel. So each year I would take maybe about 3 or 4 trips a year. And the way I would work, because prior to my mortgage I worked in IT, so you could either work remote, but I could just save enough and cover my expenses for the year and kind of be fine until I took on the responsibility of the system. And I just started noticing the conversation switch from how people would engage us. The conversation would be a lot more aggressive. People would wonder like how we would be so stupid to be able to elect a Trump. And then people started associating what used to be like an American accent with different countries that they had then criminalized as well, but they were English speaking. And I guess my most recent experience happened this year when I was in both Rio, in Brazil, and in France. And attack basically where someone felt that they could just assault my person, grabbing me because they assumed I was a thief. And then the officer just going in my pockets, no reason or rationale, just like, pull over, we're just going to check you just because. And then being questioned when in the hotel, where it was just like, oh, yeah, I know you stay, have been watching you, but you just seem like a criminal. Now I need to verify and check and make sure you're a guest here. And I'm like, huh. In all my years, never have I directly experienced these things. And internationally, when I traveled, everyone seemed to be much more open. I found myself experiencing less racism in white or European environments because they treated you like someone who just had the means or the money. Because if you could afford to be there, then you must be of a certain level or class. But now it appears as though they treat anyone like a criminal if your skin tone is a certain depiction, especially after the post-racial America, where it seems like the color line has shifted, where the darkest you can be to be acceptable is the Obama, and then this color, no matter the accent or whatever, is still considered a globalized criminal element that existed before but didn't seem to exacerbate until after we had a presidency, which seemed to coincide with those who feel like their country is being taken away from them, and then using that as an excuse to rile up certain elements in the backwoods of our societies, and then making them mainstream as the Trump presidency has attempted or has seemed to do.
Yeah, I would
with a
say
social media.
successfully.
Right.
Like, yeah, like, I mean,
Thanks for watching. For access to the full-length conversation and all of the 2-hour-long unedited conversations that I've had on race, click the support link in the description below. Thanks for your support and see you next time.